What's goody? What's goody? What's goody, everybody? Let me get my stuff set up. Camera adjusted. There we go. There we go. That works. What's good, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you guys can see, I'm so excited. Like, it's crazy. If you guys can see and read, we are here at the premiere of season 3 of 4 Seasons with 4 Seasons, the podcast. I am your host for Seasons, and I am very, very excited to be here. Welcome into the new viewers, if you're new, and welcome back to the returning viewers. I appreciate you guys as well. First thing, before we get into the thick of it, this is a space curated by us all to be open, to be honest, and to be vulnerable surrounding the topics of mental health, relationships, self-esteem, goal setting and goal achieving, as well as accountability, right? So this is what we do here. This is what the aim of the game of the podcast is. Just quick disclaimer though, I am not licensed yet, nor a therapist. I'm just a nigga with a mic. Thoughts, opinions shared here are in no way used to discredit or defame anyone. My experiences are my experiences, and I'm free to share my experiences just like you guys are free to share yours. So yeah, welcome in, guys. Welcome into season 3. Leoichi says season 3 is wild. I'm here for this. Thank you, bro. And you've been here for every season. So has Mystic Uno. Thank you guys so much for being founders, for being a part of the beginnings of the 4 Seasons with 4 Seasons podcast. So before we really get into it, we're going to do a quick check-in. How are you guys feeling right now? Are there anything that's going on in your mind right now that, you want to talk about? We got a little time right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I'm happy to continue on this dream, this path, this goal of mine of, hosting this podcast and, having a safe space for all of us. So yeah, I'm good. How are you, November? I am great, Nori. I'm really great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. Like I said, I'm happy to be here. I hope you guys are doing well. Where I'm at, where I live, it's kind of, the weather has been, it's still winter, so it's been like fluctuating from cold to semi-cold to maybe warm. It's such a weird thing living here in out here in Ohio, but I'm still thankful for it. It's been a lot of overcast here, and I know for a lot of people, even for me, it just puts you in like a very lethargic kind of mood, kind of mindset. But it is what it is. You can't really control that. And so I'm trying to do my best to be perky because, with this type of weather, it's definitely lay up, go to sleep, chill out type of weather. But I am happy that I'm pushing through this. And I got some things going on that are also helping me stay through this. So I'm going to share that stuff with you guys later on throughout the podcast tonight. But yeah, so I'm happy we're doing well. I am introducing something. Well, I'm not introducing. It's something we're used to doing. But here on the 4 Seasons podcast, a part of our check-in is this thing called the line dynamic, which we do. And give me 1 second. I'm going to explain that to you guys here in a little bit. Okay, perfect. Right. So we have a thing here called the line dynamic. And what that means is the line that's on the middle, right? That's the base. And wherever we fluctuate, being above it or below it, mirrors, reflects, depicts how we're feeling, right? So starting from top to bottom, right? So we see the line. If we're above it, you see all these happy, ecstatic emojis, right? That means we're good. That means we're happy. We're in a good mindset. And sometimes when we're above the line, we have a little more oomph to give to those who may not be where we're at right there in that moment, right? And so sometimes what I tend to do is if I'm in such a great mood, if I'm so far above the line, I try to be around people that may need it, or just people that I have the capacity to give to at that point, because sometimes we just don't have the capacity. And that later on depicts in the other two line dynamic examples, right? But yes, being above the line, it means we're in a great mindset. Things are great, things are good for us, and that's something we try to strive for, to be above the line as much as possible, at least for me, right? Our second tier is smack dab on the middle, on the line. And as you guys can see with these emojis, it's just okay. Being on the line means I'm okay. I'm here. I'm present. Things aren't extremely great and things aren't terribly awful, right? But being on the line just means that, hey, I'm okay. And how this day and age is going, this generation, and how the world is, I'm realizing sometimes being on the line is all we can do. And that's a good thing sometimes. Just being here, being present, because life is lifing for a lot of people. And when it does do that, sometimes we take these hits and then we just like, okay, I'm okay. I'm here. I went through what I went through. I'm not ecstatic. I'm not happy. But I went through what I went through and I'm just here and I'm present. So as I said, that's something similar to being above the line. Nowadays is something that may be just the base level for everybody, is just being okay. And last but definitely not least is the last tier, which is being below the line. And when we're below the line, as you guys can see through these emojis at the bottom, it's not good. Being below the line for me means that I'm not in a great mindset. Things aren't going how I feel like they should, or in my mind, what I imagine that they should be, right? When I am below the line, I tend to reflect. I tend to think about what led me here to feel so below the line. And just how life is. Sometimes we have say so and how we get into the positions that we get in, and sometimes we don't. We don't have a lot of control. The only things that I really feel like we do have control over is how we react to things. And so being below the line for me just means things aren't okay. And when I am below the line, I do my best to reach out to my support system. And I think it's very, very imperative that each and every one of us has some form of support group or support system to keep us in line, to keep us afloat. What's up, A Wise Dream? Thank you for the 16th month sub, my guy. Thank you. Season 3, bro. We're here. Season 3. I'm happy to have you here. I really am. We're just going over our introduction, our check-in, the line dynamic, as you guys can see. And so, as I was saying, being below the line, when I hit that level, right? When I am that low, I tend to reach out to my support group. And for me, my support group could be very different from yours. For me, my support group is my family, my friends, professional help. So like therapy, something I really strongly suggest a lot of people have in this day and age, because life be lifing. And last but definitely not least is my church family and leaning into God. And so, like I said, when I am below the line, I tend to grab at all of these things at once, because I know something is going to push me higher, pull me up higher than where I currently am. And then also sometimes I just sit in it. Sometimes we have to sit in the mess that we're in to be able to push ourselves, or at least recognize what happened, why I never ever want to feel this low below the line again. What can I do to prevent this from happening? Or what can I put in place to make this fall, because we're all gonna fall, to make the falls not as painful, right? So yes. So that's where we're at with the line dynamic. So where are you guys on the line? How are we feeling today? I'm gonna give you guys a little time to figure that out. I'm gonna push this over here. We're gonna get this music going. Quick hydration check too. Oh, I don't know how to spell. There we go. Quick hydration check. I'm gonna get some water. But yeah, where are we at on the line? How are y'all feeling today? Where are we at? All right, be right back, y'all. Y'all, when I tell you my church, I'll tell you guys later. Because it's going to be a part of the podcast. But where I'm at on the line right now, I am very much above the line. And I'd say a good part of that is obviously God. God has allowed me to be here, to be present with you guys. And I'm doing things that I was scared to do before. And I'm doing them while scared, but I'm doing them. And a lot of the stuff is starting to pay off already in ways that I haven't even thought of. But God works in mysterious ways, y'all. And I'm just so thankful at the opportunities he has given me, especially with this podcast and being present with you guys and consistent with last season. So I'm very, very, very much above the line today for this podcast. That's not even just for the podcast. Overall, today has been a great day. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving. Turn this down a little bit. Y'all know how I be with this music in the background. It's a great ambiance, but when I tell you I be competing with it and it just be irking me. But I could turn it down here and just have y'all. We got it. So this is episode 1 of season 3, and how we usually go about it. We have a word of the week that we talk about. And so the word of the week is new. With that being said, what are you guys' first thoughts when you see or hear the word new? I'll give you guys a few moments to jot down your thoughts and whatnot, and we can share that here in the next few minutes. Wise Dream says, "New year, new me." You know, that's the phrase for the beginning of the new year. You know, is that something that I'm adapting? But I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about resolutions and news that, I mean, obviously. But yeah, new year, new me is a common phrase we hear, especially in our demographic. So yeah, I like that. Fresh start, new experiences. I see. We're kind of on the same path, same wavelength. For me, first thoughts that come to mind, I think brand new. Specifically, let me see. I think of a song by Kanye and Rhymefest called Brand New. Such a great song. Throwback to when Kanye was with Kanye. You know, I mean, he's always with Kanye, but when Kanye was more tolerable than he is now, I'd say. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. I think like shiny. I think something shiny, something clean, fresh, similar to what Wise said. I think of shoes when I think of new, and I think specifically, this may be odd, but I think specifically of the smell of new shoes. They have a specific smell, especially growing up in being school age, like going into shoe stores. It's that distinct smell of a new shoe that triggered me. And then on top of that, here we go, another when I think of new, I think of games, like video games, so new games, and I think of that smell when you get a new game, because the new games have that smell, especially back in the day in the plastic carts that you will open, they would have a scent. So that's what I think of when I think of new. Those are the first things that come to mind for me. Leo Wichi says, untouched, unblemished. Come on, unblemished, sunrised, unused. Say that. I love sunrise. That's dope. Because when you think of sunrise, you think of a new day, you know, and I think that's something I want to start implementing, because I know people who do, where whatever happened the day before, but today is a new day, you know. So I really like that. Liuchi says, boy would sniff a brand new game like a line. Man, who you telling? Oh, what a time when we had physical games to look forward to. Not only just the game, but the whole experience, unwrapping the cellophane off of it, that click when you take it apart and it opens up the disc where you press the little button and it pop. Oh my gosh, people nowadays don't know what they missing, because that whole experience was something to look forward to, you know. Okay, I might date myself, but I don't care. When your disc wouldn't work, you would put alcohol on it with the cotton swab, and then just hope it works. You would be cleaning it that way. I messed so many games up just trying to do that by actually breaking it, like because they were so fragile to the disc. My goodness. But yes, this is taking us on a journey with the word new, you know. Lucy says, man, I flushed games too, boy. When we was in the trenches flushing the game, sometimes it made it work. I never understood why, when you can just, you know, but it works sometimes. Crazy what things that we did to make games work as children. It's crazy. But yes, these are all things that are sparking our first thoughts for the word new, right? A Wise Dream says, my Xbox 360 tipped over with Gears of War 2 and it made a big O ring. Ooh, that orange O, my goodness. That was a circle of something. I know it was a circle of death. Was it the ring of death? Red ring of death is what it was. I remember because I had an Xbox and that happened too. So yeah, I definitely get it, bro. I definitely get it. All right, y'all. So with our first thoughts out the way, let's continue on with the clear-cut definition of what new is, right? So a courtesy of Merriam-Webster and them niggas, new is not existing before, made, introduced, or discovered recently or now for the first time. And the second definition is having been seen, used, or known for a short time. So new, I guess, can mean spanking brand new, unused, like Leah Witchy said earlier, untouched, unused, you know, or something can be made anew, you know, something that was, you know, refurbished, if we're on the gaming thing, you know, being refurbished. It's being made anew. Phones can be refurbished, computers, laptops, everything for the most part, I'm thinking technical wise, can be refurbished. So it is taking it from the state that it's currently in and moving it into a state where it is, I guess, lack of a better word, better, cleaner, you know, than it was prior, right? So with that being said, let's just dive into the topic tonight. Let me see. Okay, so with the word of the week being new, what we're doing here, we're going to be talking about the words of the week from 4 different perspectives, 4 different seasons, if you will, you know, 4 seasons. So we're going to start from the first season, which is mentally becoming anew. And so I think the spark of the new year really puts people into gear, into the mindset of wanting to change, wanting to alter the things that they did last year, the mindsets they did last year, to something more in alignment with what we want, right? Love CPS says, Love CPS NJ says pure. Okay, I love it. So looking at new from the standpoint or lens or focus in the mental aspect, I think of the process of changing a mindset, changing my mindset, and in doing that, to change something, you have to acknowledge and recognize where it's at currently, right? And I know for me, you know, I'm just sharing my experiences as who I am. I know for me, growing up, I had a very negative mindset. And as I've grown into an adult, I'm starting to shed that more and more. What I want to do for this year in the aspect of being new mentally, I want to take that step even further. I want to be intentionally more focused on the good and positive of situations, more so than the negative and the bad sides of situations, right? I want to have that first thought be what if in a good way and not what if in a bad way, if that makes sense. Also in the scope of being new mentally, I'm wanting to pour more into myself with things like books, Where's my mouse? Hold on. Un momento. Okay, yeah. I want to pour into myself more so with things like books, videos, media that allows me, well, that shifts my perspective on things. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts. Like I said, I'm reading books. Audiobooks has been something I've been really diving into as of late. It allows me to, I guess, listen to a book while I'm doing other things, specifically driving. So whenever I'm in my car, I love how my phone just automatically starts wherever it ended off on the book that I'm listening to, or the books that I listen to. And so it just really allows me to get that information, get something new, expand my mindset, and push me to be, you know, a little more sharper on the mindset. And so that's what I'm vowing to do in the scope of being new mentally, you know. And last but definitely not least, I would say pushing through fears. I am learning, as I said earlier in the podcast, I'm learning to do things scared. I'm learning that thinking and maneuvering in spaces where they're uncomfortable, I'm learning is going to breed willpower in me, breed growth, and allow me to see things in a different light, you know. And that's what I want to do. So I'm forcing myself to, you know, push through my fears and silence the negative inner thoughts that I have in my mind, right? So that's season 1, the season of being mental, right? And so now we're going to move into season 2, which is the physical aspect of being new, right? And so when I think of that, I think of the process of changing myself physically. So some things that I think about that I'm wanting to do is to be more conscious of what I do and what I consume. I when it comes to food, I be struggling because taste over nutrients, low key, you know, because we want what we want and we want to eat something that's going to taste good, right? And so for me, that's always been difficult because I'd be like, well, you know, I can do this. I want this. I want what I want. And as I said earlier, you guys, with leaning more into my church family and whatnot, we're currently doing a fast. We're currently doing a 21-day fast where we do not consume refined sugars. We don't consume meat. We don't consume bread, anything processed, right? And so, I mean, there is leeway. You know, we can do eggs, you know, and we can do like almond milk and stuff like that. But when I tell you, this is day 2. We're in day 2, and I want all the bad things for me right now so bad. But I have been so dedicated and pushing myself through the wants and needs of the flesh to really get myself in alignment with God. And we're going to talk more about that later on one of the next seasons. But yes, I am doing pretty good for day 2. It's been hard. I got a headache because I'm not eating meats and sugars, but I have a steamer, right? It's a multi-pot cooker. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's a multi-function cooker. How about that? A rice cooker. And you can cook rice in it, obviously, but you could also steam vegetables in it at the same time, right? And so I did that today, and the stuff turned out really, really good. Now, it's not meat. It is not as flavorful as you would, but it was really good, though. It was for what I was eating, which is rice and steamed vegetables that I, you know, got myself. It was pretty good, and I'm thankful that I was able to stick to it. And, you know, I'm doing good today. And another rule of the fast is not eating after 7. And so where I'm at is 7:42 right now. And so I am done eating for the day, even though I am hungry and want to eat some more. That is why I'm chugging this water, because I can't, you know, partake in the things that I really want to. You know, I'm starting to put God first, and God making my body in alignment for God, right? Also, outside of physically being conscious of what I'm eating, I'm also looking to be more active. I'm looking to go to the gym more. I had a membership and expired at the Y because I just wasn't going. I wasn't motivated. But, with the mixture of different new things that I'm trying now, it just makes sense how that would fit into the newness of everything that I got going on, right? And so I want to be more active. I have a treadmill here that I utilize, but I feel like taking it to the next step means me physically going to a gym, physically being present in that environment and just being there. I used to love going to the gym back during my college days, and during my college days I was dancing 5 times a week in the mornings, and then going to the gym in the evenings. And I love that. But it was, I think the thing that I struggle the most with is just getting back on that horse and just being like, okay, and then getting into the routine of it. And I believe wholeheartedly that this fast and the new things that I'm adding to my regimen is going to allow me to make the adjustments that are going to stick long term for me. So, like I said, being more active physically, going to the gym, working out is something that I am putting in my mindset that I want to do moving forward in this year, right? And last but not least, physically putting myself in uncomfortable situations that I know will breed growth. Last season that we talked on the podcast, we talked about routines and changing habits and whatnot. And there was this video that we watched where it just had so many different things that you can do today to make things better for you later on, right? And one thing from that video that stuck with me was the concept of, while you're in the shower, right, and you're done showering, cleaning up and whatnot, turn the water, keep the shower on, turn that hot water to cold water and sit in that uncomfortable coldness for 30 seconds. And what this is supposed to do is supposed to train your mind to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. It trains you to just sit in the uncomfortable or the things that aren't good, and then it builds willpower. And I do that every time I take a shower now, because it gets my mindset like, okay, if I can sit through this for 30 seconds, I can take on whatever the day is going to throw at me moving forward, right? And so that's something that I'm starting to implement, and I'm starting to see that change. I'm physically implementing that thing into my life, and I'm seeing how it's adjusting and altering my mindset. It's making me better. So that's the physical season. Moving on to season 3, which is looking at things emotionally. So being new emotionally, right? And so one thing for me that helps when it comes to, so before we jump in, so being emotionally new is the process of acknowledging and understanding my emotions differently, right? I'm starting to recognize, hey, this is the emotion that I'm feeling right now, right? And I haven't always been like this. And shout out to my therapist for introducing something to me that has definitely helped me. And I'm going to introduce it to you guys. And hopefully it'll help you as well. I think I've shown it on the stream before. But it is this thing called the feelings wheel, right? And it shows you all of these different feelings that branch out into more specific feelings. And I think for me, I would stay in the center so much, like, oh, I'm happy, oh, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm fearful, I'm surprised, right? But not really branching out to what those specific emotions or feelings were, right? So if I'm happy, that's the core. But if I get more specific about it, joyful, right? Confident, courageous in these moments, and looking on the opposite end. If I'm angry, there's more to the angry. I can be more specific with what type of anger I'm feeling, right? I feel betrayed. I feel provoked, violated, skeptical, right? So this thing has helped me so much with being more specific in the emotions that I'm feeling and identifying them quickly and not really just stewing in, I don't like how I'm feeling. No, this is how I'm feeling. Let me feel it, and then let me move on or find things that are going to take me out of feeling this specific feeling, right? And I think as adults, I think it's so important to be able to recognize, not only for ourselves, to recognize our emotions, not only for ourselves, but for those that we interact with, and be like, hey, I didn't like how our interaction was. I feel a little apathetic. I feel a little unfocused, inadequate, worried about the conversation. And then when we're able to clearly describe what we're going through, it allows us to really get to the core of what's bothering us, and then allow that other person or the other people that we're interacting with, for them to completely understand, hey, this is what this person's feeling. What can I do to make it not like this, right? So yes, the feelings wheel is something that I utilize very frequently, and I will put it in the chat for you guys for that resource. Bop, there we go. But yeah, so using the feelings wheel, acknowledging and understanding my emotions, and last but definitely not least when it comes to that, is taking the time to sit in my emotions and feelings. And when I do that, I tend to isolate. That's just my truth. I tend to isolate intentionally, because I don't want my feelings to spill over and affect those close to me. Now, while I do isolate, I do inform the people close to me, hey, I'm going through something right now. I just need a little time for me to just figure it out. And then afterwards, I'm able to talk about it, or at least be present after just sitting in it. And when I say sitting in those emotions and feelings, I don't mean just basking in it for long periods of time. For me, what I'm trying to implement in my life is I give myself a day. If the day is just not going right, things aren't aligned, I'm feeling not my best, I just take that day to isolate. I just take that day to feel as bad, as yucky as I want to, right? And in doing that, I'm allowing myself permission to feel without hurting others, without it affecting others. I'm allowing myself permission to feel how I feel. But then that's all I do after that. I allow myself that 24 hours, and then I move on to try to make myself feel better. Because for a good portion of my life, I would just sulk in whatever depressive feeling I was having in that moment. And it would be days, weeks, months, maybe even years sometimes, of me just being in a depressive state without putting in the effort to get out of it. And where I'm at now, I can't afford to do that, but I can allow myself 24 hours to just be. I can do that for myself. And I spend time with God. I spend time with myself and trying to figure out, how did I get here? How did I get so below the line, like we do with the line dynamic, right? And so that is what I tend to do, or what I'm looking to do new when it comes to my emotions, right? And last but definitely not least is the fourth season, and that season is spirituality. So being new in spirituality, right? Or things that I want to do differently when it comes to my spirituality. So I think of this as the process of being spiritually anew. So for me, I'm really putting an effort to strengthen my walk, my connection, my relationship with God. I'm doing a lot of reading of the Word, listening to more spiritually led music. I am really leaning into my church family. Like I said earlier, we're doing a 21-day fast, and we have morning 6 a.m. morning prayer calls, and then also 6 p.m. prayer calls every day for this 21-day fast. And so this is helping me feel a part of a community, a community that means something, not something that are curated, but a community that shares the love and the wanting for a better relationship with Christ. So I'm attending Bible studies, the prayer calls, the fastings. I am putting in the effort to become anew, and that's what we're trying to do, is align ourselves. And that's the point of the fast, is for us to align ourselves with God. And I'm being more conscious of what I'm doing with my body. If you guys were here last year, back in November, we did a No Nut November fast, right? Which was painted to prevent us from, ejaculating for the month of November, and other people added other things. I added other things to it. And after that, I felt empowered. And a lot of the things that I did in the No Nut November challenge, I'm adding to this. Specifically, preserving my nut. I am not ejaculating. I'm not, practicing in any sexual content. I'm not consuming those things. And it's been difficult, but it is something I'm looking forward to see the change in myself and how God sees me after this fast, right? So yeah, that's where I'm at. So we are currently at the wrap-up closing of the podcast. And first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for being a part. The chatters, the lurkers, the subs, the followers, everybody, thank you so much for being a part of season 3, episode 1. I'm excited for what's to come for this season. I have a lot of things planned for you guys. So I hope you guys are here to be able to absorb this, and me absorb the things from you as well, So just a quick recap. We talked about the word of the week, new, right? And we talked about it from 4 different perspectives, 4 different seasons. Mentally, which means for me, focusing on more of the good thoughts than the bad. Focusing more on what ifs that are great instead of the what ifs that are going to go bad, right? Season 2, which is the scope of looking at things from a physical perspective, so physically anew. So for me, that means being more active and being more conscious of the food that I intake. Season 3 is the emotional season, and being anew for that for me means being more consistent with using my feelings wheel, so I can be clear and concise and specific with the feelings or emotions that I'm in that moment, especially for me, and communicating that with other people. And last but definitely not least is season 4, which is being spiritually anew. And with that, I am strengthening my walk with God. I'm fasting, and I'm leaning heavily into my church family for this season. So that's just a recap of what we talked about. How we close out here, we do a little thing called Know For Sure. And what that means is what I know for sure after this episode, from the beginning to the end. So for me, what do I know for sure? I know for sure that I'm excited about these next chapters, these journeys, these adventures that I'm on, that I'm partaking in. I'm excited about what season 3 has, not only for me, but for you guys. And I know that God is moving me in the direction that he needs me, and I'm trying to get myself in alignment so I can hear and see and feel all of those instructions that he needs for me to do, right? So yeah, that's what I know for sure. So before we close out, just a few announcements of things to come. I am pursuing, with the start of the new year, in progress currently, I'd like to announce that I'm opening a segment, a plan, a program called Through the Seasons. It is a small 4-week coaching experience for people who feel unseen, emotionally stuck, or between chapters and want space to be heard and find clarity. If that's something you guys are interested in, I got you. !Coach. I have my email down there, or you can go ahead and DM me here on Twitch if that's something you're interested in. It is completely free right now. I'm looking for about 4 or 5 people to be a part of the program, to give me feedback, to give me information on what works, what doesn't, and all of those things in between. So if that is something, again, you are interested in, go ahead and DM me here on Twitch, or email me at fourseasons@gmail.com. I am excited about this new career path as a life coach. I feel like I'm at a space where I'm able to share my experiences, the things that I've gone through, and maybe perhaps motivate those who are struggling, like I was. So again, if that's something you guys are interested in, go ahead and email me or DM me here on Twitch. I also have a co-working stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST here on this channel, and that's a place where we come and be productive. It promotes accountability, goal completion, and a sense of community because we're all together getting things done. We usually go for about 2 to 3 hours or whatever, however the vibe is. But the goal is for us to be together to get things that we need and want to get done. And just, continue on with accountability, right? So that is every Saturday at 11 a.m. EST here on this channel. Also, if you guys want to be notified of every time I go live, things for coaching and other things for the Four Season brand podcast, all that in between, go ahead and join the Discord down below. There's a link. It'll navigate you to the Discord. We'll be happy to have you. We're up and coming community, but like I said, if you guys want notifications of whenever I go live, updates on coaching and anything in between that, accountability rooms for co-working, we have all that. So go ahead and join the Discord if that is something you're interested in. And last but definitely not least, I have the official YouTube channel for the Four Seasons brand community, right? Nothing's up on it yet, but things are coming soon, real soon. So if you want to see, this episode is going to go up tomorrow or sometime in the next few days. Everything's going to be up there. I'm going to have the podcast up there, full episodes. I'm going to have clips, shorts, all of those things are going to be on the YouTube channel. So if you want to know what's going on, you got the Discord, you got the YouTube, and you have me here at Twitch. So again, thank you to everyone, to the Four Seasons community. Like I said, the followers, the lurkers, the chatters, the subs, everybody in between. Thank you so much for being here. I pray that, going forth into the rest of this week, you guys have clarity, you guys find peace and are able to move forward in prosperity. But yes, with that being said, be good to yourselves and be good to the others, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.